right, man. I told y'all that on the PBC plug said that if you didn't see the short, said that Errol and Terence Crawford could be going down there in February or March. Also, is being said, especially by YC Media Jamil, that Al Haymon is working on an additional Netflix deal. Okay, so I don't know, but somebody, I just say somebody real close to the Errol Spence and Terence Crawford, one of their camps, kind of reached out and they said that PBC ain't got no money. I read it fresh off the presses, okay? Damn, I didn't even know I had this many text messages. Jesus Christ. All right. It says, hey, is it any truth the Crawford Spence rematch is going down in February, March? That's the rumor going around. He said, no, PBC ain't got no money. So he said PBC ain't got no money. So at the end of the day, that could mean they could be working on, getting a deal. That's something that they could be working on. That can mean maybe that's contingent on getting another network deal. But right now, that's the word. Now, people was talking about seeing Errol Spence that was supposed to be a recent picture. Looking all out of shape, looking blowed and stuff. I mean, at the end of the day, they say stay ready so you ain't got to get ready. But right now, Al Haymon just don't have the money. And I can tell y'all the money going into the rematch is a $50 million pot. 30 to A-Side Bud in this one because he won the first one and 20 to Errol Spence. And they simply don't have the money to put up. The investors are dried up. I think Waddle and Reed defunct. And, for the most part, the investors only putting up money for Canelo. See, when people talk about, well, they got the money for Canelo, well, that's pretty much based on what the investors want. That's what y'all got to understand. He has investors invested into this fight. Any investors in network going to want to be a part of that because with Canelo, it's probably a proven fact. I just said probably that you're going to get your money back. You're going to make your money back or make a profit. You're going to turn a profit. So as of right now, they just simply don't have the money to pay Terence Crawford and they simply don't have the money to pay Terence Crawford or Errol Spence for this fight. It's as simple as that. 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 So that's one thing that y'all got to understand. They don't have the money. Now you say, well, why don't have the money? Well, it was a rumor going around allegedly that Al Haymon, misused some funds. It's as simple as that. Al Haymon misused funds. He misused funds. So at the end of the day, he took some of the investors' money, and it was alleged that from behind the scenes, I know some really good people that's going around, and they're saying that they're going around and pretty much saying that, I forget the exact numbers, I've said it before, that they gave him a bunch of money and he took some money off the top. He took money straight off the top. Well, that's what happens. I mean, if you can find an old ES interview with from Eddie Setback from Mikey Garcia when he was sitting out, when he was dealing with Top Rank, he told you that. He told you how the networks get to the promoters. They say, okay, I give you $5 million. They pay the network, pay for the main event. The undercard is paid for out the promoter's pocket. They say I give you $5 million for Mikey Garcia versus Sandor Martin. They said we're gonna give 2 to Mikey, 500 to Sandra Martin. I'm gonna take $1 million off the top, and then what the rest of the money, I probably spend on an undercard, if that. So really, they probably take a 1.5 off the top, maybe even probably a little bit more than that, and probably spending $500,000 or a little bit under $1 million, on the undercard. So there you have it. So if somebody gave Al Haymon, I forget the exact number, I've talked about it before. If somebody paid Al Haymon $1 billion, I think it was something like $1 billion. I forget what the money was. He took a lot of that money off the top. He took a lot of that money off the top. And then he overpaid his fighters for bad fights. And that's just simply what it was. It was a alleged robbery, a white collar robbery, allegedly. So ain't no money, and truth be told, the investors did not want to invest. The investors did not want to invest in Crawford and Spence. The original plan was for the investors to invest into, it was supposed to be Errol and Thurman, and then Errol versus Canelo Alvarez. That's what it was supposed to be. That was the original game plan. That was the original game plan. That was the original game plan. And Errol Spence, stood on business and said that and said pretty for the most part that he wanted to fight Errol, he wanted to fight Terence Crawford. And when he lost, the way he lost, nobody put no money up for the rematch. Wasn't nobody putting no money up for the rematch. So at the end of the day, they just don't have the money right now. Now, could that change? It could. It definitely could. But Al Haymon just don't have the money, bro. And that's why, they trying to see if Canelo would pick Terence Crawford. So they ain't got to pay Bud. So they ain't got to pay for the rematch. Now I don't know what they're gonna do with Errol, but that's the word on the street. That's the word on the street. But I heard Canelo and Errol Spence ain't getting that rematch. I heard Errol Spence ain't getting that rematch. I mean, Terence Crawford ain't getting that fight. They really want Munguia or Charlo next, and not Benavidez. So that's just what I heard on the street. So right now, they just don't have the money. They just don't have the dividends. So, but other than that, man, I wouldn't hold my breath. I wouldn't hold my breath. So, but yeah, so for the most part, to get that back to y'all and what's the latest going on that right now, I don't, and then I'm gonna reach out and ask. But I want to know what's the penalty. I want to know what's the penalty. What happens if he can't afford to fight? That's what I want to know. If Al Haymon can't pay the money for the fight, what happens now? Do they sue Al Haymon for breach of contract? That's what I want to know. What happened? You know, that's the $1 million question. What happens? So I guess we have to we would have to wait and see. We would have to wait and see. But I want to know what happens if he don't come up with that bag. You know, so it's probably some language in that contract, but apparently he ain't trying to go in his pocket and pay them 50 million, a lot of money. Negotiated the purse. So, but then again, you think from a Crawford standpoint of view, what else is Crawford gonna do? PBC got all the fights that he would want, nobody else. So from Danny Garcia Lar winner, Tim Zoo, Canelo Alvarez as of right now. I mean, he could wait till Canelo become a free agent. He surely could. And see if he go back to Matchroom. But hey, that is what it is, man. Let me know what you girls and guys think. Thumbs up the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel. Next subscribe button is the bell icon button. Hit all notifications, increase your chance, get notifications. We go live or drop video financially. Want to support the channel? Cash App, $ CJ Good 313, Venmo CJ Good 313, PayPal link in the description. Hit the link tree. Find me on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, the whole nine. I appreciate everybody for supporting the channel. Let me know what you girls and guys think in the comment section. Peace. And check out the Box Rumor playlist and What's Way Talk playlist.